Please call to order. The Runnemede Board of Education meeting is called to order. This is the special session 2014-2015 public hearing for our budget. The Board of Education is in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 entitled the Open Public Meetings Act. The time, date, and location of this meeting was appropriately advertised by notifying the retrospect as well as posting notices in Borough Hall, Runnemede Post Office, Maryville School, Allied Mainland School, Grace Downey School, and the Runnemede Public School District website. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, board member.
Ms. Adair, Ms. Beebe,
Here.
Mr. Buckheim,
Present.
Ms. Davidson,
Here.
Ms. Barry,
Here.
Ms. Panzarella,
Here.
Ms. Smith, Ms. Torello,
Here.
Ms. Walden.
Here. Also present, Mr. Iannucci, Superintendent, Dr. McCarron, School Business Trainer, Board Secretary, Earl Salva, Business Consultant, and I believe that's it right now. So we will move right into our presentation with Mr. Iannucci and Dr. McCarron.
And I told some people earlier when I came in, tell the public as well, this presentation has not changed since we saw it last month. It was submitted to the county for approval, and everything was approved. So that's why it's changed. So just do that update. I'm not sure, I don't remember who was not here last time, so.
I was not present.
Yeah. I haven't heard from you about
No,
questions
I-
last time, so
no.
if you have any questions. But, so I'll answer the slides again for you, and if there's any questions, from people that were here, last time we met, feel free. Timeline for the budget, as we told you last time, we met early October, went through the budget with the building administrators, that was submitted back in December, and we started gathering everything in January and February for review. Yeah, comment on things. We got our special meeting back in March, and now we are here at the public hearing.
Once the budget was approved by you for submission, it was then submitted to the county office. Once in the county office, it was approved by the county executive school business administrator. It was approved by the county educational specialist for the content and to see that the programs aligned with the budget goals. And then it was finally approved by the county superintendent.
There were a couple things I guess just elaborate on as far as the budget was concerned, but that stuff was recently back to them, and we heard back.
What were some of the elaborations?
Some of it went along with what we were about to present to them because this happened prior to our QSAC visit. During our QSAC visit, they were looking for some key things. Curriculum was one of the areas that they were looking at most specifically. So they just wanted a little bit of elaboration within the budget based on those areas. And then when they came to the QSAC visit, they saw that each of those areas had been addressed in terms of moving forward.
It'd be great this meeting for face-to-face with the county, so you can kind of have that dialogue and discussion right away. Then it goes through, they send you an email, you research it, you send it back to them, and it's not the way, it didn't take long, it was painless. All right, as we said last time again, what we're looking for in this budget, obviously we follow our district goals and our school goals. We also require the people, request the feedback from the community, what are they looking for? These are based on your enrollment, where you're getting money from, anything that, tie into mandates, and then try to project upcoming costs and needs of the district. Sean and Earl, please jump in anytime you like.
Looking at the district goals, the whole goal of the budget is to make sure that it's aligned to the district goals and of course the education of our students who we're serving. We plan to improve the structure through reviewing data and revising our current curriculum. Our curriculum is a living and breathing document that should be looked at regularly to keep up with current times and trends. Increasing available technology within classrooms, and we need to offer professional development to our staff members so that way they know how to incorporate that into their everyday lessons. As the Runnemede, we're benefiting right now because we're able to pilot the pilot testing in grades 4 and 7, which has allowed our staff members to come into that pilot testing to see what the questions look like, what are students expected to do, what does a writing assignment look like compared to paper pencil, to what they're going to be expected to do when they go online.
One of the things you'll see a little bit later on, that we'll be voting on, this evening, is increased professional development technology. Dr. McCarron will explain that a bit later in the, review of approvals. I believe it's in.
It's
Next month.
under finance.
Yeah,
See, that's one of the-
Grant consultant, work about teaching development technology. Pushing this direction. We'll explain it.
And then, of course, finally, the new teacher evaluation model, which is a mandate by the state of New Jersey to make sure that we're fully implementing that. And of course, reviewing it and making revisions as necessary so it fits the needs of our district. In terms of enrollment in school choice, we're currently stable at around 840 students. Next year, our number of school choice students will increase from 6 students to 8 students. The state has capped the number of school choice students we're allowed to take. Looking at each of our grade levels, we also don't want to inundate any grade level specifically with too many students because we want to keep our classes small enough that our students are truly benefiting from the education they're receiving. The state has limited the number of students we're allowed to accept, and we were increased from 8 to 9 from last year to the 14-15 school year.
You'll read some of the stuff, I know, so you read the school ordinance about the cap, school choice, is really, only 95, the state is now working a little more closely with school choice. There's really nothing you can challenge it, but you're challenging the same people who are telling you you have to cap your numbers.
And as a school district, we're not as reliant on the funding from school choice as other school districts are who don't have enough within a given grade level to educate their own students. So for many school districts, that's what they rely on.
So we're gonna have 8 students?
We have
or
8.
about 8 students?
We will have 8 students next year as of right now. And that still leaves us with 1, and there are certain regulations where, let's say, there was a deadline for outside students, but internally, we still have 1 opening, so if someone were to move, school choice might be an option if they wanted to remain in the Runnemede school district. But we are limited with the number we're allowed to take.
Now, where do they call that number? How did that number arise?
It goes based off of the number of the first year that you first accepted school choice students.
Okay.
Then they asked to put out a survey question. That survey question, which said, how many could you have taken this year, kind of reflected into the new number and cap that was put out. So a lot of school districts have tried to develop full blown-out programs for their school choice students, and it's difficult for them to do that because of the fact that they're now capped as far as what they're able to take in.
And the numbers change each year.
Right, I mean, and what is the feeling coming down from the state to do that, to cap this number?
I think it's just to make sure that everything stays stable and doesn't get pushed out of control. The only time where they'll actually seem to clean it up for school districts is when charter schools in local areas close down, because all of those students now have nowhere to go for the following school year. So they want to make it something available for them. Revenues, local tax levy remained at 2%, which means it does not need to go out for a local vote. You can see the difference between the two. 13-14, $6,630,000 to 14-15, $6,762,600, a $132,600 difference. And then also you can see under total revenues, it's decreased by $55,336 because when planning for our budget, we need to anticipate that we might not get all federal funding that we received the year prior, so it's planned at an 80% mark. Local tax. Anticipated tax from 14-15 budget is $6,762,600. That's $1.33.5 per $100 of assessed home value. It's a $41 increase in taxes per $100,000 assessed evaluation. Then it gives you the average home in Runnemede, what the cost is, and what that looks like for that average home.
And this last thing we talked about, again, it was last time, we're trying to beef up our professional development for our teachers, increase the technology. Those of you involved in negotiations, we want to bring back our assistant coaches in some of those supervisory areas to increase enrollment activities as well as safety concerns, and then obviously maintain the programs that we have in the district.
Any questions?
Is the 840 inclusive of the children that are out of district? Or is the
inclusive of the students who we count as our own in the ASSN. So if we have students who are sent out of district and we're paying for those students, they count in that number that we have. Any other questions? The second shows a little better than the first.
At this time, is there any public comments on the budget presentation? Does anyone in the public have any questions, comments, issues, concerns? No? All right, then I will need a motion to approve the 2014-2015 budget.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Lynn,
Second.
seconded by Maria. Roll call.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Barry?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
Ms. Smith? Sorry. Ms. Torello?
Yes.
And Ms. Bolden?
Yes. I'm gonna read that.
Be resolved.
Yes, okay. Be it resolved to approve the Runnemede Board of Education budget for the 2014-2015 school year as follows. A general fund budget, $12,370,035. Local tax levy, $6,762,600. Total, $12,956,943, and the local tax levy total would be the same. Be it resolved that there should be raised for the general fund, $6,762,600 for the ensuing fiscal year 2014-2015 school year. Be it resolved that the district, in accordance with NJAC 6A:23B-1.2B, travel and related expense reimbursement, has adopted policies which provide that the Board of Education shall establish in the annual school budget a maximum expenditure amount that may be allotted for such travel and expense reimbursement for the 2014-2015 school year. The Board of Education hereby establishes a school district travel minimum for the 2014-2015 school of the sum of $20,000. The school business administrator shall track and report these costs to ensure that the maximum amount is not exceeded. Be it further resolved that in accordance with the NJAC 6A:23A-12.3C14, that the Board of Education has provided a maximum amount for public professional services as follows. The attorney fees, $30,000, auditor, $18,500, and architect, $5,000. I need a motion to approve this.
I make a motion.
Motion made by Maria, second by Chaz, and roll call.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Barry?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
And Ms. Bolden?
Yes. So there's nothing further with the budget, so I just need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Maria, seconded by Lynn. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the budget meeting is adjourned at 6:17.